Hey everybody, Rysers here, and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super Chapter 77. Now, I know most of this chapter takes place in flashback, however, it has a lot of relevance to what's currently going on with our main characters in the present storyline, so let's jump right into it. During the Saiyan invasion of planet Cereal, Bardock encounters Muesli and Granolah. Now, he's on orders from Frieza, just like the rest of the Saiyans, to wipe out the planet, clear it. But when he sees Muesli and the way she cares for Granolah and is willing to protect him no matter what, this reminds him of Gine, his wife, and how she cared for Goku when he was born. And he has a little flashback about it, and this inspires him to take action and say, you know what, I'm going to save these two. It's a mother and a son. I've seen that in my own life. I know what that's like. And I want to do what I can to protect these two. That's fine. He's a kind-hearted Saiyan. He has that pure heart, similar to Goku. Maybe not quite as pure as Goku, but pure nonetheless to some extent. So the Saiyans begin to start leaving, and they're like, Bardock, come on, let's go. And he's like, y'all go ahead. It's fine. I'm just going to stick around, look for survivors. They're like, all right, but Frieza's coming soon, so, just be careful. And it's like, all right, you know what? You're fine. Now, Bardock, once everyone leaves, he's like, okay, these are the last two survivors. But then he gets a little blip on his radar, and he's like, wait a second. There's like a power level of 5 out in the distance. Like, that might just be an animal, but its movements are very, purposeful and distinct. Let's go check it out. So he brings them over to who we see as Monaito off in the mountains, and he's got the Dragon Balls. Now, the invasion was devastating to planet Cereal. There was no one that could stand up to the Saiyans, even after they were able to successfully blow up the moon to stop the Great Ape transformation. I mean, the Saiyans are a warrior race. There's no one on this planet that could match them, and yeah, so Monaito's just trying to use the Dragon Balls to do whatever he can. While he's gathering them, Bardock comes in. Monaito tries to stop him, but obviously to no avail. But this is important because Bardock realizes, oh, you can control your power level. That's how you stayed hidden, which is super important because since Frieza's on his way, Monaito's going to have to stay hidden with Muesli and Granolah if they want to stay alive. So he brings them in, and Monaito's super happy. He's like, oh, finally, we got some survivors. This is wild. I was not expecting that. And they introduce each other, and Bardock warns them. He said, all right, you guys got to be safe. Stay off Frieza's radar. He's on his way. You got to be careful. And they're like, so why did you save us? And he's like, don't read into it. I just decided to. Just a little cold. And he tells them his name as he starts to walk away. And we cut back to the present day. And Granola's kind of he's torn up because his whole life he's hated the Saiyans because they destroyed his planet. And now he's come to find out that it was actually a Saiyan who is the reason he's alive right now. And this is just, it shell shocks him. And Monaito's like, Goku, he looks over at him, he's like, you're the spitting image of Bardock. And Goku's like, me? He's like, do you know anyone in your family named Bardock? Is that someone you're related to? And Goku's like, well, I don't know. I grew up on Earth with Grandpa Gohan, so I can't really say for sure. And Vegeta's off in the back. He's like, Kakarot. And Goku's like, what? Huh? And he's like, Bardock is your father, right, dumbass? And Goku's like, what? My dad? I didn't know that. And then this, Bardock's already shook. One step further now, come to find out, the guys he's been fighting against, one of them is the son of the guy who kept him alive. And it's just, for Granolah, whose entire personality up to this point was, I'm going to use the Dragon Balls to become powerful enough to defeat the Saiyans because I hate the Saiyans, right? That's his entire personality, and now that's starting to shift. He's like, wait, maybe not all Saiyans are evil. And Vegeta's just kind of like, you two, you soft-hearted Saiyans, what is wrong with you? It's pathetic. Vegeta's a true Saiyan, as we all know. So while he's saying this, Granola's like, wait a second, wait. If Bardock saved us all, what happened to my mom? And this is where Monaito kind of takes a deep breath, and he's like, well, I never told you this, but, here goes. We cut back to the past, and as Bardock's leaving, Monaito stops him and heals him up a bit, and while they're sitting there, healing, just kind of recuperating from everything, off in the distance, Bardock's like, wait, there's people over there. I'm gonna go check that out real quick. Goes over and he's like, oh, it's the Heeters. Oh, no, this ain't too good. And the Heeters are sitting here and they're just doing what they usually do, being scumbags. They're sitting here just scheming. Yes, we're gonna sell this for an arm and a leg to the Shigarians, and we'll cut Frieza. We'll toss him a buck or two here. He can have a fraction of what we get, but we're taking the cake for ourselves. These people are awful. They're just horrible. And then they start talking about, oh yes, one day Frieza's army will be ours. And Bardock's like, these guys are trying to betray Frieza? What the hell? And like, for me, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below, like, what do you guys think about this? Why are the Heeters so determined to take over Frieza's army? I mean, these are people that we know and have seen work alongside Frieza. They're aware of the strength that he has. And to me, it just seems so stupid. Like, how powerful this guy is. You could never match him in combat. Why would you even risk something like that? But hey, you know what? Greed and ambition can cause man to do crazy things. So, you know what? To each his own. And while Bardock's sitting here scouting it all out, Granolah wakes up and he looks over and he sees the tail and he's like, oh, a Saiyan! And he starts freaking out and Bardock's like, oh shit, kid, you fucked everything, didn't you here, huh? And Monaito, quick to act, puts him to sleep, Granolah to sleep, and Wesley's like, wait, what? Monaito's like, calm down, it's fine, he's just asleep, I just want to make sure he's safe. And Bardock quickly grabs Monaito's, what's it called, like a little cloak thing, just something to disguise his identity. That way the Heeters don't recognize him or can tell Frieza which Saiyan it was. And he's just sitting there, stanced up, like he's about to kill them. And the Heeters are like, oh, what's going on here? He's like, oh, found some survivors, no big deal, about to take them out, and we'll be all good. And they're like, oh, okay, do it. And he's like, shit, they called me on my bluff. Oh no, what am I gonna do? And he's like, well, you know what, actually, I just saw the Namekian use a pretty interesting power. Before we kill them, let's check that out and see what's up. And Alec, from the hip, bam! Just no hesitation, quick shot from the draw, right through Wesley's heart. And that's just so sad. I'm so happy, though, that Granolah was asleep during this because of Monaito's ability. Because for a child to have to witness his mother's death is just, I mean, it's one of the worst possible things you could ever see happen. And Alec, after he does this, he's like, alright, kill the kid and let's go. But obviously Bardock won't stand for this. He goes to attack them, but Gas, quick to act, quick to respond, puts up the barricade. Though this does give them enough time to escape from the Heeters. And they're like, the Heeters are sitting there like, they got away. We can't stand for this. This could be bad. And we look over and we see Bardock with Granolah and Monaito, and Wesley's on the ground. And as we kind of heard earlier from Monaito, he's not a Namekian that is going to have enough strength to be able to save Wesley. Maybe another one could have, but not Monaito. And Bardock's like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into? This is a mess. The Heeters are going to come looking for us. This is bad. And we see the Heeters, they're like, alright, we gotta kill these guys. If this gets out, this could be bad. We could get in some serious trouble. So Gas is like, I got this, guys. Leave it to me. I got it. No problem. And he goes off in the distance. But then we cut to the present day. And Alec and Gas are having a little conversation. Come to find out, Gas actually lost. Which means 40 years ago, Gas lost to a pre-Super Saiyan, non-Great Ape Saiyan. Which, I mean, kind of trash on Gas's part, if we're being honest. But, there's obviously been a long, long time since then. He's had a lot of room to grow. And as we see here, they're on their way to get the second Dragon Ball. They've already got their hands on one. They're about to get the second one. Alec's like, dude, no worries. I know you're strong, but we've got this for insurance too. We're chilling. We got it. And I mean, that's the chapter, but geez, guys, Granolah is not going to stand for that. Now that he's aware of the truth behind his mother's death and the fact that he's like worked with the Heeters, that they are going to die. He's going to go fight them. It's going to be Granolah versus Gas. Maybe some of the others will provide support, but I don't think any of them are going to be strong enough. You know, we're talking about current Granolah, the guy who was scuffling with the strongest versions of Goku and Vegeta that we've seen thus far. I mean, Granola's on a completely different level than these guys. However, they have the Dragon Balls, and as we know how things go, fighting gets people distracted, which means the Heeters are going to be able to get the Dragon Balls and make a wish. But hopefully Granolah will pull through. I think Goku and Vegeta will likely take the sidelines for this fight, let Granolah avenge his mom, do what he can. But it's crazy stuff, guys. We got a lot on the horizon for Dragon Ball Super. Alright, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video if you did. Leave a comment below discussing some of your thoughts on today's chapter. And make sure to subscribe for more anime and manga content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.